Good evening. It's Rachel from Find Your Worth Fitness. How are you guys doing this evening? So today I wanted to talk to you guys about books, in particular self-help books. So when I first started working out, eating healthy, my coach recommended that I start reading self-help books. Personal development books is what we call them. Personal development books. And I was like, nope, that's okay. I'm not that desperate. And I was like, no, I'm not reading personal development books. It's a little too cheesy for me. So I started working out and eating healthy, and it didn't last long. When I started reading my books is when things really started to change for me. I started to realize, I started realizing things about myself. So I'm a busy mom. I don't have time to read all the time, although I do love reading. I highly recommend downloading the app Audible, Audible, audible.com. You can get your first month for free, and then it's, hey Chrissy, and then it's, after the first month, it's like $14 a month, I think, and you get a free credit every month. So even if you just do it for the first month, just to see how it goes for you. But my first book that I want to recommend is You Are a Badass. It is from Jen Sincero. I had tried reading a couple other books before I read that one, and that was the one that I really got me, loving personal development books. She's kind of a hipster chick, and she basically tells you why you're such a badass and why you should believe you're such a badass. So another one that I love is Uninvited. It is a Christian based one. And I'm going to completely blank on her name, but she's, Uninvited. It's a good one. It's more about, obviously the title's Uninvited, so, feeling left out, when you think you have friends, that kind of thing. It's a really good one. The next one is Love Warrior by Glennon Doyle Melton. And Love Warrior, if you guys remember, I went on live and talked about Love Warrior a couple months ago. It was life-changing. And I really loved Love Warrior. It's, again, another Christian, she's a Christian author. She actually, after I read the book, came out, and she has a girlfriend. But she is Christian, and sorry, that was bothering me. Very good book. Very, very, very good book about loving yourself and loving others and how God sees you and that kind of thing. Next, Girl Code. These are all really good books. Now I want to go back and reread them all. Girl Code was great. I loved it. It is kind of like how we treat other women and, how we need to, team up and be supportive of each other instead of tear each other down, because I don't know about you, I'm 30 years old. I don't need to tear other women down. I want to empower other women, and I want other women to empower me. Peace, love, and, peace and love. So the next one is a little bit more for if you are in maybe network marketing, but you can apply it to other aspects of your life. And it's called #GirlBoss. Such a good book. Such a good book. And I highly recommend that one. Another one was What Happens When Women Say Yes to God. And she's the same lady that wrote Uninvited, if I could think of her name. And she's a very good author. Actually, I know I have another book with her that I'm reading. Very good book. And then probably my favorite book of all time. And it's not really a personal development for confidence, but it's more of a personal development for keep getting alerts on my phone. Personal development for your prayer life, which helps your confidence. So I figured I'd throw it in here. And it's called The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. Literally, that book was 1000% life-changing for me. 1000%. So basically the concept behind The Circle Maker is that this guy, you have to read the book, but it's about praying bold prayers and how God gives us these desires and these wishes and these wants for our life, and it's he wants us to ask for them. He doesn't want us to be like, oh, you know, whatever. So you pray bold prayers. Backstory on this book. Before I started reading it, Matt kind of didn't want to have another baby at the time. And I really wanted another baby. So I read this prayer somewhere, like, if it's not meant to be, like, ease that want and desire in my heart. So I, you know, prayed about it, and I'm like, look, if Matt doesn't want to have another baby, if it's not meant to be, you know, just take that wish from my heart. Like, I don't want to hurt anymore because I can't have another baby if it's not meant to be. So, then a couple years, just 2 years later, I thought that I didn't want another baby. I kept saying, no, I don't want one. I don't want one. You know, I'm okay. We have a boy, we have a girl, we have Cheyenne. Like, we're okay with the, you know, with the two that I have and my stepdaughter. I don't need another baby. And then I started, I would say, like, a year before I read the book, I'm like, no, I'm lying to myself. I do want another baby. I feel like our family is incomplete. I want one more. So I read this book, and it's about praying bold prayers. And the very top thing that I could think of was I wanted another baby. Like, that was what my heart wanted. So instead of praying, like, for God to ease that from me, I started praying, like, look, if this is something that I want so desperately, Lord. And I pray that you put it upon Matt's heart that, you know, that this happened, and I just pray that this is in your will. And I just started praying about it, and I read that book in January. So, no, I read that book in February. And then in May, did I find out I was pregnant in May? Yeah, in May I found out I was pregnant. So February, March, April, May. 3 months later I found out I was pregnant. That doesn't seem right. I feel like it was a shorter time. But anyways, I read this book and I started praying about Dylan, and now a year and a half later, guess who's here? My baby. And I 100% believe that it is from reading that book and praying about it, because it's such an amazing book. I highly recommend it. Here's the thing that I was telling you guys. If you guys are just jumping on, I was talking about Audible. I love Audible because a lot of the times I don't have time to sit down and read. And now I'm to the point where I do love to sit down in 10 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes to read. But when I'm in the car, I'll turn on Audible and I'll listen to a book. Or if I'm getting ready in the shower, we have a speaker we put in our Bluetooth speaker we put in our bathroom, and I'll listen to it in the shower, or when I'm doing my hair and getting my makeup on, or doing dishes, any mindless activity, laundry, folding clothes, turn on Audible and listen to a book. It's seriously, I agree so much, Cole, because you have how many babies? You have 5? And I have 3 now. Like, reading just doesn't always get to happen, but with Audible it does. So those are my tips, guys, tonight. I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening. And Chrissy, I see you said you got the book. Yeah, 5. Oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine trying to read with 5. Bless you. And Chrissy, what book did you get? I think you got You're a Badass, didn't you? I hear my daughter yelling in the background if you hear her. So you guys have a good evening. If you want any more recommendations, shoot me a message. I'm going to do a blog post about the books to give you the links for them. Have a good evening, guys.